Hello everyone, my name is Hazel Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be sharing my experiences with domestic violence. And first off, I want to make something clear. I'll be signing this video in ASL. However, I will have a transcript on the side for anybody that wants to read along. So up until now, this has been going on for 2 years. I've been terrified for my life, and I've stayed quiet about what's happened, but I feel as if the time has come that I'm ready to finally open up about it. Also, I want you all to know that this video has real life pictures of my experiences and my trauma. So consider this a trigger warning before you continue, that there are sensitive images and videos throughout the video. All right, so let me go all the way back to the first day. So my abuser is the father of my youngest son. His name is Max Flores, and he's 10 years old. On February 25th, 2017, I had my son. I met Max. I actually left my previous partner for Max, and to this day, that's the worst mistake I've ever made. But Max and I started dating, and after we had just gotten into a relationship, his ex actually came up to me and tried to warn me about all of the previous abuse that she experienced. She said that he abused her and a whole bunch of shit. But I didn't believe her. And I thought to myself, sure, yeah, that happened to her, but that's not going to happen to me. She tried to warn me that he was a bad person, that he had a hot temper, and that he had abused women in past relationships as well. But I just couldn't believe it at the time. And I just want to say I'm sorry for not listening, because they were right. So in the beginning of our relationship, Max and I had a beautiful relationship. He was so nice. We had so much fun. We would laugh together and go on sweet dates. That was the happiest point of my life. But then it wasn't long before he started to show some really controlling behaviors. And at first I thought it was fine. You know, he was my boyfriend. We had been together for a while. I thought it was normal. I thought it was love, really. And so I minimized it. And I told myself it was no big deal. For example, one thing he was really controlling about was locking doors. Like if I ever locked a door, he would yell and yell, "Why are you locking doors? Why do you need the door locked?" But I thought that was not a big thing, so I just stopped locking doors. And then after that, he started to really show more aggressive behaviors. He would yell at me. We would get into fights all the time. I even remember asking my dad if he thinks that I should keep dating this man, because I did take a step back to reevaluate my relationship. But when I brought these concerns up to Max, he would say that I was a queen, that I was beautiful, and that he was so sorry, and really just try to manipulate me. And I was manipulated. 2 months after that started was the first time he ever hit me. I was sleeping in the bed next to him. I just had my underwear on. And everything had been normal up until then, my whole life. But then, as I was sleeping, I felt a smack. And I woke up and I asked him, what was that? Why did you hit me? He said, what are you talking about? That had to have been a dream. That wasn't me. And looking back on that, like, this is my body. I know my body best. I've never had dreams like this before. So now I realize what really happened. But at the time, he denied all of it. And so I just assumed it was a dream and went back to sleep. And it didn't happen again for a while. Until one day, as I was sleeping, I felt a smack again. And of course, I immediately woke up, trying to protect myself. So he dragged me to the bathroom. And I believe she's saying that the bathroom is where he typically would rape her. And he beat me because I woke up trying to protect myself, and I was sobbing and screaming. And he was screaming at me, and he called me a whore. He hit my head on the floor. Even just describing it now sends chills up my spine. And then he took something and he hit me. And it hurt so bad. And I didn't tell anyone. I just kept telling myself that it was fine, and I would apologize to him as if I did something wrong. Every day would be another fight. He would be off selling weed or running around in the streets. And I would be at home alone all day. And of course I didn't want him to be doing all that. But this one experience, God, has traumatized me up until this very day. I don't think I could ever forget it. So it was the week of my birthday, And I had a surprise party, and my whole family was there. My mom and my brother and sister. And then also my best friend showed up as well. And I was so thrilled to have everybody I loved in one big place. And I was chatting with my friends, hanging out with my family. It was my 21st birthday, so I had been dreaming of this day for so long. And my friend said that I could borrow her dress so we could go out and party. And as we were swapping outfits and I was changing into the dress, my boyfriend walked in and said, "Why are you dressing in those sexy clothes?" The dress was short and it had it was a little bit exposed on the side of the leg. But I didn't think it was a big deal. I was about to go out. These were going out clothes. And he was accusing me of wanting to go out and show my butt to everybody at the club. And I was saying, of course not. But he accused me of wanting boys' attention, wanting to cheat on him. He was always accusing me of being a slut. And then an argument started. And I'm a firm believer that this is my body. I can wear whatever the hell I want. But he started to punch me and hit me repeatedly. And I ran away trying to escape. I tried to hide in the closet. I guess I wasn't thinking clearly because he came in and he found me. And that door didn't have a lock on it. So Matt found me. He started to beat me. And I'm only 5'2" and 115 pounds. You can imagine how much bigger this guy is compared to me. So when he hit me, it was awful. Then he pulled out a gun and he was threatening to shoot me. And I just kept saying, "No, no." Then he forced my mouth open and put the gun in my mouth. I was terrified. I was petrified for my life. I had a gun in my mouth and he was looking me dead in the eyes, threatening to pull the trigger. I was trying to ignore it and just saying, "No, no." So then he took the gun out of my mouth and he hit it on the side of my head. And I began to bleed profusely. And then after he saw that, all of a sudden the apology started. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Bullshit. If you were sorry, you wouldn't have hit me in the first place. That is just something that will stick with me for the rest of my life. He had split my head open because he had hit me so hard. He was begging me not to tell anyone, pleading, and I didn't. I acted like everything was fine. So later when I was out with my friends, I tried to say, oh, I hurt my head. I don't really want to go out. My head was excruciating pain. It was throbbing. I just wanted to lay down. My friend noticed something was off because I had wanted to go out so bad, and now all of a sudden I was acting like I didn't. And so I decided to just grin and bear it and go out. And I felt absolutely sick to my stomach knowing that I was lying and deceiving my best friend. But you have to understand, I thought I was stuck for the rest of my life. I had a kid with this man. He had a gun. There was nothing I could do to escape. And so I stayed quiet. And I let life pass me by.